And then look at the questions. We understood the concept through one question, how the Bodhisattva concept in 2016, and look at in 2019, deification of the Buddha. It means making Buddha divine, Bodhisattvas or Mahayana Buddhism. Treading the path of Bodhisattva, Mahayana Buddhism. Then image worship and rituals, Mahayana Buddhism. Which of the following are the features of Mahayana Buddhism? Look at that one. So how the concepts are being repeated. 1 only, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3. And we know the answer is 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so this is also there, this is also there, as well as this is also there. Okay. Now the Buddhist schools we can talk about. One more school is there, that is Vajrayana school. Again, this is not explored by UPSC. So we have to anticipate questions because we are trying to understand this very comprehensively. And Vajrayana, also called as diamond vehicle, Vajra, that is diamond, and it's also called as thunderbolt vehicle. The basic meaning of Vajra here is that is, it means magical power, and also an individual nature is permanent or indestructible and real and not fiction. That is the basic meaning of Vajra over here. Okay, so the individual, what are the characteristics are there, and that is indestructible. But again, it's going away from the original teachings because Buddha talked about anicca, that is, it can change. Okay, that is slightly different aspect, like a different interpretation of the Buddhist teachings happened. It's also called as mantrayana and tantrayana because now Buddhism started to believe in magic and rituals. Okay, almost pretty much like we talk about the Orthodox section, the Orthodox society which was there, they also believed in magic, and now Buddhist schools, and particularly one Buddhist school, Vajrayana, and they also believed in magics and rituals. And in this magics and ritual, they started worshipping certain kind of deities, and the deities are called as taras, and deities are called as taras. They started believing in this kind of concept. That is completely different from what Buddha had imagined, especially Vajrayana, because Vajrayana started to become famous by the time of the medieval times. By the time of the Guptas, we can say late ancient, we can say early medieval times, later Guptas, then we can talk about early medieval times. And it started to spread to Tibet also. You know the concept of lamas, there is Dalai Lama, and the concept of gurus. Lama means guru, and that is, it talks about you require a help of a lama to achieve the salvation. Okay, that is emphasis on role of guru or lama. Especially it started Vajrayana in and around Bengal and Bihar region. And from Bengal and Bihar region, decided to spread to Tibet in and around 11th century. And today, that is, you know, the Tibet is famous center for Buddhism also. And one spiritual person, that is our spiritual, even also political undertones also, that is Dalai Lama. And that concept is also there. That came out of the same school. And we talked about the two philosophical schools of Mahayana, that is Madhyamika and Yogachara. And now there is, in Vajrayana, there is one more concept called as the two truths doctrine. There is one is the conventional truth, which you see that what exists, what does not exist. And the second one is that one, that is the wisdomic kind of truth, okay, enlightened truth, which can seen only by the enlightened mind. Okay, so that is there. That is Vajrayana concept we can talk about. Conventional truth and ultimate truth. The conventional truth is the consensus reality, what exists, what does not exist, which you can see, it is a common sense. And other kind of truth is there, which is called as the ultimate truth. It is seen only by the awakened mind or the enlightened mind. That is Buddhism, or we can say lamas we can talk about in this particular concept. So this is related to Vajrayana. They can ask the question, Madhyamika, Yogachara, philosophical schools are related to which of the following? If they want to make the easy, want to make the questions easy, or if they want to make the questions more difficult, they can ask about these kind of things, conventional truth and ultimate truth. Okay, so this is kind of concept. And one monasteries, and the famous Buddhist monasteries are there, the Nalanda, Vikramashila, Vadantipuri, and particularly for Vajrayana school, one monastery is very, very important, or one university also, later it became Vikramashila University, and belonged to this school, and it was established by Dharmapala, one of the rulers of Pala, okay, Pala Empire, that is in Bengal region, Bengal and Bihar region, and this university belonged to this particular school. Then other two schools, again, comprehensive, two more monasteries we can talk about. One is Vadantipuri, again that is in Bihar, and that is also established by the Pala ruler, one of the Pala ruler, that is Gopala I, is also the founder of Pala Empire. I think this one is first in these two. I think Vikramashila is chronologically we can talk about, because Gopala is the founder. So after Gopala I, then Dharmapala came, and then Vikramashila University was established. But before this, because this is we are talking about the early medieval time, 7th, 8th and 9th centuries. But the first university, with respect to this one, we can talk about the Nalanda University by the time of Kumaragupta. These around we can talk about the 5th and 6th centuries, that is the time period. And these two 7th, 8th and 9th centuries we can talk about. So chronologically, within Palas, Vadantipuri first, Vikramashila second. The overall monasteries we can talk about, the first one is Nalanda, second one it will become, and third one will become Vikramashila. Okay, so these are monasteries which are associated with Buddhism too. Okay, so this is what Vajrayana school is talks about. At the same time, the Buddhist schools also. Okay. Now Buddhist minor sects are also there. Like Navayana by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar rejected both Hinayana and Mahayana. So he started to include this Navayana with Dalit empowerment also. Okay, so that is from the point of view of Buddhism, social equality, and that is how Dr. B.R. Ambedkar evolved a new kind of concept. Then Ekayana, then we can talk about Lokottaravadin from Mahasanghikas. We talked about Mahasanghikas. From out of them they evolved Lokottaravadin, and again Shravakayana. So all these different terms are there. And from the Sthaviravadins we talk about. From the Sthaviravadins evolved many other schools like Vibhajyavadin. Okay, then again Theravadins. Okay, then again Dharmaguptakas, then again Pudgalavada sects. So many sects are there. So I think it's better if people know about one things about that one. But few of the minor sects I am going to discuss over here. And these few sects we can talk about, that is Sthaviravadin Buddhist sects. Okay, because Sarvastivada, that is again came out of this Sthaviravadins, Sautrantrika and Samitya. Again further evolution out of Sarvastivada, Sautrantrika and Samitya sect. Okay, because these are also have been questions. This also have been questioned. That is the reason our focus in this agenda is, that is understanding PYQs and the related topics. At least we will be doing certain kind of some smart level of preparation over here. What is Sarvastivada? Means doctrine that all is real. Again, it's a philosophical schools. We don't want to dig much deeper. And it is evolved around 1st century BC itself only, Sarvastivada school. And it is also related to some kind of Sanskrit concept like Sarvamasti, that is everything is real. And affirms the existence of Dharma in the past, present and future. That is Buddhist Dharma that is exists in past also, present also and future also. And that is what talks about Sarvastivada. That is Sarvam Asti. Then again, Dharma means Buddha's teaching, like I already mentioned about. And this is Sarvastivada. And out of this one evolved Sautrantrika as well as Samitya sect. Okay, what is Sautrantrika here? It means the conclusion of the sutras, the Buddhist sutras we can talk about. The conclusion of sutras. Then again differed from Sarvastivada. Again, I told you, Sthaviravadins from Sthaviravadins evolved Sarvastivada. Sarvastivada led to Sautrantrika. Okay, further evolutions kept on happening. There's so many sects are there. More than 100, 200 sects are there. So we never know questions where come from. But if we learn about already knowing, already asked questions from the PYQs, I think that would be great. Okay, and then again only the present exists. This says that was past, present and future exists. All that is real. It only present exists, not the past and the future. So that is how some kind of different interpretation of it. And they believed in impermanence, anicca, because it goes against anicca, impermanence. Because to understand these things, you have to understand impermanence and anicca. Impermanence and anicca talks about that transient, everything keeps on changing. But this school says that one, everything exists, past, present and future. But this thing says only the present exists. Okay, because it believes in impermanence because it keeps on changing. And each moment passes out of existence. Transient, that is anicca. Okay, it is called as what? Transient. Okay, it is called as transient. That is Sautrantrika. Okay, then again all dharma is instant and sees immediately. Okay, all dharma is instant as well as it seizes immediately where itself only. And some of the monks associated with this particular school, Vasubandhu, and later converted to Mahayana. Okay, it came from Sthaviravadins, which laterly we can talk about the Orthodox school. Out of this Orthodox school, again many schools emerged, and some of these schools, we can say philosophers, Vasubandhu like that one, they changed their viewpoints to Mahayana Buddhism. Okay, then again founded Yogacara with Asanga. We already talked about that one. Yogacara along with Maitreyanath also. All of them are associated with Yogacara school. Then again Samitya, it says that when an individual, any individual, it does not exist independently. It does not have any independent existence without or independent from skandhas. What I mean skandhas is that one. Skandhas, there are 5 skandhas. That is 5 things make up one's personality. Okay, there is no different existence, independent existence of all this. And what is this 5 personalities is that one? That is form or rupa or feelings. Vedana, that is feelings are called as. Then perceptions are called as samjna. Then mental activities called as sanskara. And lastly we can talk about consciousness, that is vijnana. So all these things does not have any independent existence. So all these things an individual exists together. That is what an individual does not exist independently from skandhas. An individual is made up of these 5 personalities, and that is this Samitya. Okay, so we are only because there's so many other sects are there, we cannot able to discuss because of the timing reasons. So, so this is the minor sects where the questions are revolving around. And look at this particular question. that is 2017. With reference to religious history of India, consider the following statements. Sautrantika and Samiti are a sects of Jainism. We know that is wrong. That is related to Buddhism. Sarvastivada held that constituents phenomena were not only momentary but existed forever in a latent form. Yes, everything is real, right? Sarvastivada. Existence dharma in past, present and future. All that is real. Same thing. Existed forever in a latent form, and which of the statement above is are correct. So words might sound difficult, but understand the concept over there. That is existed forever. Past, present and future exists. Okay. One only, two only, both 1 and 2, and neither 1 nor 2. So according to your knowledge, which should be the answer that we know? That is first one is wrong, and only the second answer is B.